Let's get into it. The transfer portal giveth and it taketh away when it comes to the Texas Longhorns.
Why you got to get biblical?
Well, we was just praying for Jordan. Now we need to pray for Texas.
Oh, so you in the spirit is what you're saying.
It's a feel-good football Friday. And Texas made some moves in the transfer portal. I know everybody's been freaking out about everything, but they got Zion Williams, not Williamson.
Yeah,
but he's about as big as he is Zion Williams.
Golly.
6'4", 360 defensive lineman from LSU. He is joining that defensive line that Hero Canoe is coming back, so that's going to be a big part of that. But he is on that defensive line.
Well, that's the overweight lovers room right there, boy.
Then you have, I want to say, is it Relik? But I'm going to go with Relik. Relik Brown, the running back out of Arizona State, 1,000-yard rusher, 14 touchdowns. He committed to the University of Texas as he entered the transfer portal with Arizona State. So that is a big time spot that needed to be filled, but there's still more that is going out there. Still waiting to hear if Elijah Barnes is staying with the organization, and we will see about that as the weekend draws near. Jamie French, wide receiver, has decided that he is going to enter the transfer portal. He jumped in it yesterday afternoon. Jordan Washington, the tight end, he's in it as well. And as I said, we're waiting to see what's going to happen with Elijah Barnes. Daniel Cruz, he's in the portal as well. A couple guys that have found a home. Nate Hibble, he is 6'3", 330 offensive lineman, inside offensive lineman. He committed to the University of Baylor or Baylor University, however you want to do it. Caleb Chester, defensive back, cornerback, he committed to Arizona State. We also had Nato Umazula jump into the transfer portal as well. So there's a lot of guys that are in the portal that we were not expecting to hear from. And the roster is
well, they're bringing in guys man. Too, like the guys at their position. If I'm here for a year and next season I go through my meetings and they tell me, hey, we're going to bring in a player at your position in the portal. We just want to let you know. Then it's up to me to decide, am I going to stay and fight this guy that's probably been an all-conference somewhere in America? Or am I going to go somewhere where my skill level, I can play?
Right.
Or have the opportunity to fight for the starting spot. It's a windy road, Harge.
It definitely is, and that's kind of what our conversation was about yesterday. Is you start to think about how this program, and yes, there are a lot of guys that are probably going to come to the University of Texas, but they're not here now,
right?
And even if they are talking to them, they got to close the deal.
Nobody's doing nothing right now anyway.
And for you, I mean, what do you mean?
I mean, you're working on your personal health. Everybody's like on vacation.
No, everybody's in this portal. They trying to get people signed.
Yeah, I mean, action-wise,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there's no playing, but you trying to fill a roster out, and there's a lot of subtraction, not a lot of addition going into this. And Coach Sark even made the comment not too long ago, we can have 105 on our roster, but we're not getting more money. So now you're starting to condense your roster, and the backup, the depth is the problem. It's not the starters, it's the depth. And that's where Texas needs to make sure that they have enough bodies to provide depth for when those guys injury, need a break, need to be out of the game for a little bit, different packages. There's a lot that goes into it if you don't have the depth during that time. And so that's my biggest concern. I'm not worried about the front line. I'm worried about who's going to come in and be able to back those guys up that have got that opportunity to play.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's just a few positions I feel like, and in just my opinion, there's no fact that's based on it, but there's only a few positions where you lack depth. But in those places where Texas lacks depth at those positions, they're really strong.
You lost 4 running backs. You lost 4 wide receivers. 2 of those guys, those wide receivers, well, in the running back room, you lost Trey Wisner and you lost C.J. Baxter, guys that got skins on the wall, that have done some things.
Yeah.
Then you got Parker Livingston and DeAndre Moore. DeAndre Moore was one of the better wide receivers for this football team over the last 2 seasons. Connor Stroh, I mean, he never really punched it in the face, but he got his opportunities to play, and he was a guy that can be a swing guy. He can play all the positions on the offensive line. So the only problem, the other part of this is when you lost Will Stone, who got a commitment, he committed to University of Central Florida yesterday. You notice in the game, there wasn't a lot of kickoffs that were going into the end zone. So that was something, too, that we needed to pay attention to, and they did take care of that when they got that a kicker from Memphis. But you start looking at how this team is shaping up. I'm not saying they're not going to be good. I'm not saying that they're not going to figure out how to fill in those spots, but you can't just be filling in the spots. You got to get some people that are going to come in and make an impact, because if you're spending money, you need people to come in to be impactful right away.
Yeah, after watching the bowl game, I was, excuse me, I was a lot more optimistic about what next year will look like. Would add in a couple of pieces. You look at the running back room, it looks solid right now, but it's not, you're not gonna say, oh, it's a done deal, it's a wrap, national championship.
Right.
The same thing with the wide receiver spots. Like Mosley and Wingo is a really good option for 1 and 2, and now 3, 4, and 5 are going to be spots that guys that played in the bowl game, they stepped up. So I feel comfortable with that. The offensive line is the only thing right now that I'm sweating it a little bit.
Well, this is one of those things where it's getting tough, because you got to make moves, and a lot of people are under the microscope trying to figure out what's next for this Texas Longhorn football team.